Yo, what's up guys? Universal Mastery. So what I do on my channel is I break down the occult in depth and bring it to a level where you can practice it and apply it to your day-to-day life. So today is going to be a special video, and it's definitely going to revolve around what everyone is talking about in the current time, especially with the media and everything. And what I'm going to be talking about is one thing first I want to say is this is going to be my own gnosis, yet I know what I'm saying is true and I believe it to be true, but once again, you do not have to believe what I'm saying. This is my own gnosis from what I've come to understand and receive. So what I'm going to be talking about in today's video is going to be the spirits that are involved with the coronavirus. Stay tuned. Okay, so there's two spirits that I'm going to mention today in this video that I know for a fact are involved with the coronavirus. Now, at the same time, from what I've also received is that there's also more spirits that are involved. But I'm not going to sit down and I'm not going to figure that out right now, because I'm sure there's actually a good handful of spirits that are involved with this. But I do know that there's two primary major deities, spirits that are ushering in this coronavirus, and they have a lot of control over it, and they're pretty much the ones that have the most what's the word I'm looking for, the most control over it. And before I let you know about these spirits, and before I go into it, I want to kind of talk about first what is really, like, I want to thin the veil for a second, and I want to talk about, like, what is the coronavirus really? Should you be afraid of it? What does it actually mean? Okay, so this is what I know it means, and this is something that, like, you know, as you start to improve yourself, as you start to open yourself up spiritually, as you start to work on yourself, I mean, when it comes to self-awareness, when it comes to self-help, things of that nature, you're going to start to pick up in understanding that when things like this happen in our society with this whole virus, you know, epidemic, these are things that, you know, you don't have to worry about. You only have to worry about it if you are not in the right state of mind, if you are not pursuing your purpose, if you are not walking down the right path for your own self-growth, then you might be a little bit worried, because the truth is when it comes time for you to pass, to die, to move on, to go to the next realm, you know, spiritual realm, or to start over and reincarnate, then it's time. Have you ever heard the saying, everything happens for a reason? Well, there's truth to that. Like, with every cause, there's an effect. If you are not moving down the right path, then there's a chance that your life could be cut short. But it's not a bad thing. That's the thing that we got to get out of our minds, is it's just starting over. It's actually speeding your growth process up. Because what if you're going to live this entire life not making, you know, not knowing what your purpose is, making the wrong decisions? You're going to be wasting time. So going back into it with the coronavirus, the purpose of the coronavirus is to cause a massive awakening, a massive shift. So the spirits that are involved with the coronavirus are going to be Choronzon and Beelzebub, big time. And Beelzebub and Belial are the same deity. It's just a different aspect. So Beelzebub and Choronzon. Now let me tell you why I know this. One, because there's a connection with Corona and Choronzon. So there's a connection there. And what I'm getting at is that if you guys aren't aware, Choronzon is a deity that lives and lurks in the abyss. He is known as being the gatekeeper to the abyss. Very important deity, very important to understand. He is not a deity that you should necessarily be afraid of, although he can totally destroy you and rip you to pieces if you approach him the wrong way. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't be afraid of him and approach him the wrong way. You should approach him as a helpful deity, because truthfully and honestly, he truly is a very helpful deity. He guards the abyss. Okay, if you guys don't know what the abyss is a primordial plane of so much chaos, so much potential, so much movement that it would implode a person if they were experiencing the purest essence of the abyss. So there's a lot of dark beings. There's a lot of chaos in the abyss. And Choronzon and Shugal, they are the gatekeepers of the abyss. They guard the abyss, meaning they decide what comes in and what goes out. So Choronzon, Corona, this epidemic, this virus has stemmed from the abyss. It is a chaotic thing in nature. Now, this is the thing that most people don't understand about, about chaos. Chaos brings massive change. Chaos brings massive shifts. And these shifts and these changes are needed to happen in our today's society. There are so many people that have gotten comfortable living surface lives and living very mundane lives, when in reality, we all are supposed to be working towards bringing balance back to Earth so that we can evolve the most effective way that we possibly can. And yes, there's a good amount of people that are doing that. There's actually more than it's ever been before, but we're at a very interesting stage in you could say the world's growth. This is a moment in history. I want you guys to understand this, that the stage we're at is we're actually at a stage where we are at a massive awakening stage, like a stage that I'm not sure has ever been seen before. From what I've come to understand, no, we have not seen this before. We are at a stage where we are literally going to force ourselves out of the government system, and we are going to almost create our own system. Like, you know how we have like a bunch of entrepreneurs now that are pursuing their own businesses, and people are pursuing working for themselves, and then other people that don't work for themselves are working for people that they like rather than working for these, huge corporations that don't treat them fairly. That's what we're moving towards. We're moving towards literally separating the control that the government has over the masses, and we're moving in a different direction. So this is the interesting part. When it comes to the government, they are using this as a tool, right? And they've been using this as a tool for a long time, in the sense of they use these situations of fear. We had the swine flu. We had the Ebola. We had all these. This is a pattern, guys. And they use this to conjure up fear, to conjure up chaos from the abyss. And if you guys aren't aware, that there are actually people in the government that are in very high places that literally spend 24 hours a day learning how to manipulate other people's minds, and they are also incorporating dark magic to do that. This is the thing, though. When it comes to using dark magic, and Yoda said it first, this is the funniest thing. With great power comes great responsibility. They have been doing this for a long time, and a lot of what they've done has actually had purpose. It has served a purpose, but it's gotten to a point where they've been doing it for so long, and they've been trying to hold control over something so long that the natural process of evolution means there are times where you're going to have to let go, and you're going to have to let whatever it is evolve and bloom and blossom, and you're not going to have control over that. So that's kind of the stage that we're in with our government right now. They've been having so much control. They've been adding order. They've been adding structure, and it has served us a purpose. It has been beneficial, but now it's getting to a point where it's getting out of hand. It's getting to the point where they're getting a little too aggressive with their control, and they're trying to hold on to something that's no longer there. So when they promote those these epidemics of fear, it's meant to increase the chaos, the energy of chaos that is going, you know, throughout our society, so that when that energy is raised, when they do their magic, or whoever's doing dark magic, the magic is easier to do because you're pulling on that chaotic abyssal energy, and it's everywhere. Okay, I mean, if you go to the market, you know, people are freaking out. That is all energy that you use for magic. It's powerful energy. But it's getting to a point, as what I'm saying is, where they are no longer able to be in the control that they want to be in. And Choronzon and Beelzebub are both spirits. Beelzebub is Belial. He's a spirit that also lurks in the abyss, and he lurks in the abyss. He's a gatekeeper. He's not necessarily a gatekeeper of the abyss, but he lurks in the abyss, and he's a powerful, well-known, well-respected deity in the abyss. Very powerful, causes massive changes. He's known to be, from the aspect of Belial, he's known to be a god of protection. He protects you from the things in the abyss that could potentially harm you, and he protects you from all other types of things. And then he's also known from his aspect of Beelzebub to be the Lord of the Flies, the one who brings disease, the one who brings these epidemics, right? The one who causes these viruses, the one who brings that, the one who makes someone sick. But the thing is that whenever that happens, and I've worked with Beelzebub, and I've seen him manifest. I have literally woken up, went downstairs, and seen flies all over my bathroom. There's no reason why there should be flies down there. And I've gotten sick from Beelzebub. When I worked with him, I got sick to the point where I could almost hardly breathe. But I'm aware of what I'm working with, and I was aware of what I could possibly be experiencing when I work with him. But I also am aware that that's not where it ends. It doesn't end with just being sick, fuck, oh no, bye, gone. There's always a purpose behind it. It makes you stronger. It elevates your awareness. It opens spiritual doors that you may not even be aware of that are going to help you improve. And after I worked with him, when I had that lung problem, I could barely breathe. What that also did was train me how to breathe. So I would be like, and if you guys know how powerful the breath is, then when your breath is shortened, you are actually going to a different state of mind. So I spent about 2 weeks in a completely different state of mind, and that state of mind brought a lot of benefit to my life. And then he healed me. Beelzebub, not only did he cause a sickness, but then he made it so that I healed properly, and he made sure that I healed very quickly, because he's also known as a god of rejuvenation and a god of healing. And in the Belial aspect, he's known as the deity that has domain over earth. He is a god of all earthly and powers and riches, things in that nature. So yeah, so you know, these two beings together, Choronzon and Belial, I know are two of the most probably massive influences when it comes to the coronavirus. And they are doing it, and I've received gnosis from them specifically. They are doing it because it is going to be that final separation phase from the government having that control and trying to use their powers for, you know, essentially wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like, there are people in the government that are trying to harm the masses, and feed them foods that are like toxic with the GMOs and, you know, doing all that thing. Now, this has been going on for a long time, so for a while it had a purpose, but now we're getting to an evolved state where as a mass collective that we are actually breaking out of that. So what's going on right now is being caused by Choronzon and Belial, and they are the ones that are orchestrating this whole thing. It is not it's not the government. The government may think that they have more control than they really do, but I promise you, mark my words, these deities, Choronzon and Belial, or Beelzebub, they are going to come back around and bite the people in the ass that have been trying to hold on for so long. And if they continue to hold on, then I can guarantee you bad things will happen to them. But the whole purpose of this video is to make you guys aware that this whole coronavirus, this is a shift. This is a very important time right now. This is a very powerful change. This is something to be looking forward to, not to be fearing, but to be questioning yourself. What is it that I've been doing in my life? You know, that we're going into quarantines. Like, this is all manifestations of people being with themselves in darkness and being in their own little, you could say, environment of the abyssal energies, where these beings, these spirits that reside in the abyss, are going to come and visit them and then teach them things and help them to understand about themselves. What is it like that I've been doing for so long that I've been taking for granted? And just make people ask little questions like that, and then step up to the plate and realize that there's a lot more to life than what most people really think. Okay, this is a really important shift, and is not something, once again, is not something to be afraid of. Yes, there is going to be people that are going to die. Yes, there is going to be people that are going to freak out and think this is the end of the world. But the truth and the fact of the matter is this is just life. This is what's been going on for centuries. I mean, more people are dying from tripping and hitting their head on a day-to-day basis. You have to get practical again. You have to get honest again. Like, is it really that big, or is it just scary because it's on the news and everyone's freaking out because they're listening to what the news is saying? Ask yourself that question, you know? So just remember that this shift has a lot to do with Choronzon and Beelzebub, and from personally working with these deities, they are very important and powerful deities that I trust and I know are doing that are causing massive changes for the better of mankind. It is meant to balance things out. Just watch. After this passes, there are going to be some very powerful things that are going to rise from under. So that's all I'm going to say. I hope you guys like this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, also hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can. Patreon is coming soon. If you want to get your Hecate sigil merch, which is a sigil of a lot of power on a shirt, go to the Streamlabs link that I have in my description. It's going to be the first link at the top. Streamlabs merch, place your order, they'll ship it right to your house. Then go to the link below that and join the Facebook community, where I post a little bit of extra content there. Other than that, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Have a great rest of the day or night wherever you're at, and peace.